free what people pay big bucks for. Now, get this though, there is a super event happening in Grand Bahama where she's going to be spending a couple of days at. Am I correct?
You're correct, Shenique.
Okay, a couple of days at, and that is going to be incredible. That is going to be super. I heard some ladies in Nassau telling me this week that they have their tickets already and they are prepared and ready to go. And so certainly I know it's going to be major. We're going to hear more about that as well, so that you can make plans to attend and be there. And there's a chance to mix, you know. There's a chance for like one-on-one. There's a whole lot of things going on that you'll have the opportunity to leave. And I'll tell you this, what better time in our country than now? And the reason I say that is I use this platform many times to inspire and to get us all thinking differently and thinking how we can be more and do more, and just have a bigger vision. Well, at that event, this is what it's all about, to inspire women, to get them going, to get us to, you know, I don't know, shake off some stuff that we don't need, including Tyrone, you know, and whatever else it is that we need to just kind of do away with. That is the perfect environment to make it happen. And so welcome to the conversation today. My special guest is Lisa Nichols. Lisa, your biography, listen, your bio is super long. I mean, you are a world-renowned speaker, best-selling author. Dang, you've done it all. You've did it. You've did it. You continue to do it, and you're doing some more. What else did I miss out? There's tons.
Well, thank you. Thank you for having me. I am blessed to be the CEO of a company that is recognized as the only company on Wall Street right now. Coming from my background, so struggling and so challenged and just so broke and broken, you know, and now being the CEO of a multi-million-dollar business. I think one of the things that I'm most grateful for is the fact that I have the ability or the opportunity to travel to Barcelona and Kazakhstan and South Africa and all over the world, inspiring people. And my brand has been, my work has been translated in over 162 different languages.
Incredible.
Yeah, and so I'm grateful. You know, I'm also a mom of a beautiful, you know, 23-year-old son who is, his life looks different compared to what it looked like when he was born. And so I'm just excited. I'm excited.
Super. I mean, of course, we're interested in how do you do that? You know, how do you do that from your very humble beginnings where you struggled and that kind of thing? We're going to hear it all, but more importantly, not just hear your backstory. If you want to know that, go follow her on social media and look at this stuff and everything. But how do you put it all together? How do you sell that kind of raw talent that has now been harnessed into some multi-million-dollar company? You know, you heard her. It's possible for all of us, and I like that hope that you sell.
Yes,
and it's not just a blind hope. It's not just something that is like oh yeah, whatever. It's you got people watching already.
Yes.
Ruth Ann Newton Lightman says she's excited for Saturday. But yeah, no, it's the kind of hope that is tangible.
Absolutely.
And it shows that it can be done.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Well, I'm not a special case. I'm not someone who I got a hookup or, you know, I'm the smartest cookie, you know, in the cookie jar. I'm just probably the hardest working cookie in the cookie jar. I think my story, my story shows that anyone can do it. My story shows that you don't have to be exceptional everywhere to be of value somewhere. My story shows that you can give yourself 1,000 second chances. And when you're willing to give yourself 1,000 second chances, that's when transformation happens. That's when things occur that you never could imagine. That when you're willing to do what you've never done, say what you have never said before, you can be the woman, the man that you've always known yourself to be.
I love it.
And my story is a story of someone. I just was sick and tired of hearing the reasons why I was just the version of who I could be. I was sick and tired of hearing people say, Lisa, you have a lot of potential. I didn't want to hear potential anymore. I'm like, potential?
No.
Potential means that I could be somebody really great, but
you know,
right
for whatever,
now,
for whatever reason,
you're not quite there
yes,
yet.
No.
And I was committed to be radical. Now, mind you, I'm also the girl who was considered academically challenged in a school. I was the girl who was, my highest grade all in school was a C+. You know, so I didn't get A's, I didn't get B's. I wasn't in the academic academic placement classes. I wasn't that. I received a fail The last time I took an English class, I got a fail. And my English teacher said, Lisa, you have to be the weakest writer I've ever met in my entire life.
And I heard you say that before, because I'll tell you guys, Lisa Nichols has a YouTube channel, and she's all over social media. But that is where I became familiar with her after watching her on The Secret, and so I became familiar with her on YouTube, and just looking at various of her videos over several months now. And when you say that you was not the brightest bulb in the class.
No, I was not. I'm gonna just tell the truth. I wasn't. I held on for dear life in class. When I would bring home a C, my father would celebrate me because he knew what it took for me to get a C. And when I took a speech class, my speech teacher said to me, quote unquote, Miss Nichols, I recommend that you get a desk job and that you never speak in public. So when you fast forward to my life now, and I have 7 bestsellers and I have an international speaking business, I think it just shows that no one can define your destiny. Mm-hmm. No one can write your life story. You write your life story. And if you're willing to keep that pen in your hand, even if chapter 4 didn't end up the way you wanted, chapter 4 was funky, chapter 4 was ugly, chapter 4 was messy. Now you're in chapter 24, though, and you still hold the pen in your hand, and the pages are blank. I kept rewriting my story. I kept rewriting my story.
And so that's the thing, too. You can always do it again. Yes. You can tweak it along the way, even if it's working, even if you want a successful path, you can somehow pause for a second, tweak, and just sort of rewrite some stuff.
I love you too, Lady J. I love you too, Ruth Ann. I'm excited you shared Winter Rosebud. So true, so true. Yes.
Listen, ladies, ladies and guys, nothing against you all, but ladies, today is our day. I want you all to get on this live feed. Hello to you, YouTube audience. You get on as well.
And share it. And share it with somebody who's working on a breakthrough. I promise you right now, there's going to be some life in this conversation, some breath in this conversation, and some breakthroughs in this conversation. For the men, I know this is a woman's conversation, but you don't want to go anywhere because you've been trying to figure us out for a long time. So now you're going to get behind the scenes.
This will give some little secrets, And so listen, of course, the lady who is responsible for Lisa being here, and this was a feat within itself, but Kayleen Newton. Kayleen is from Grand Bahama. Kayleen makes it her life's work to inspire women, particularly women on the island of Grand Bahama. I mean, she does things around the country, but specifically in Grand Bahama to get women there thinking about more than just the big backside. Yes? About how we can have our waist snatched and get this 30-60 and all the stuff and the rest of Lisa, we into that here too, Lisa.
Right.
Sometimes we so into it that we forget the
resiliency, the substance, the forgiveness, and the compassion.
Because we figured that can get us where we need to go. No, it doesn't. But Kayleen, it's awesome having you here, and I'm happy
to be here.
To have.
It's great to be here, Shenique. Thank you for having us.
Listen, I love the fact because the ladies already lit on social media. Hi, Inga and Lady J. Lots of love to you, Lady J. Caroline, sending big hey to you, Lisa and Claudette and Shara and Winter and everybody. Continue sharing the video, and I want you all to chime in because I will get to as many of your comments as I can. But live life free. This is going to take hold of Freeport and the women in Freeport coming up. What is that about?
Live Life Free is a redefinition of how you see yourself, how you see freedom, how you define freedom, and how you want to live. A lot of times we look at life and we feel, okay, I just want to go to school.
Get by. Get by.
Come out of school, get that job.
Like when we say, how are you doing? I'm hanging in there.
Aren't
you tired of hanging in?
Trying to make ends meet. We give ourselves these limiting statements and don't realize that that's how we learn how to live.
How to live by the words you hear yourself say.
By the words you speak to yourself.
Ladies, let's just start right there. Talk about the importance, because I've been drilling it to myself and to everybody within
earshot.
The importance of words.
Listen, you are speaking life into your life, or you're speaking death into your life. Your life, get this, y'all might want to write this down, ladies. Somebody type this in chat. Now, it's going to be a mouthful, but this is worth the price of admission for today. Your life in its current existence, your life is a physical manifestation of the conversation that's going on in your head. Your life is a physical manifestation. It's a physical example of the conversation that's going on in your head if you want to change your life. Don't start changing your address. Don't run and change your job. Don't just try to change your man.
Or your people.
Don't try
or
to
your
change
circle.
your people or your
Yes.
clothes. You need to change what you are feeding yourself, change the conversation going on in your head. When I first, in 1994, when I was on government's assistance, and I woke up one day and my son, who was at the time 8 months old, he didn't have Pampers. And I went to the ATM. You guys may have heard this story before, right?
Yes.
And I went to the ATM and it said, when I tried to get $20 out, it said insufficient funds. And I had to wrap my son in a towel for 2 days. Thank you so much, Kay, for typing it out. Yes,
Yep.
yes. I had to wrap my son Jelani in a towel for 2 days because I didn't have money to buy Pampers. You know, sometimes you'll see a moment when you hit your rock bottom.
Yes.
Like sometimes you may have been there for a minute.
Yes.
But you didn't really. It was still bearable, and then something physical shows up.
Yes.
And it says, sister, brother, just for the record, this is what rock bottom looks
This
like.
is this is what it looks
rock
like.
bottom looks
Yeah.
like. So my son being wrapped in a towel, people would say, I've shared this story before. It's not because it's the only story. It's because it was my visual example of a rock bottom. In that moment, I said, I need to change my mindset because I'm doing the best I can with what I know. How do I know more? Which is why Kayleen had to move mountains to get me here. It took 18 months to secure me to get here. She's moving mountains so I could come and help up-level, transform the mindset.
Yes.
And I just got, y'all all celebrate Kayleen right now, Caline for the record. Celebrate her because she did this on this is not, I'm a lot of things, sheep ain't one. Right? And she moved several mountains to get here for a mindset shift. When you talk about up-leveling a life, a generation, it starts with
about
mind.
generation.
It's generations. There's an opportunity here. I'm not saying I'm a savior or grace, but I do have some techniques to help change your mindset. That's where it all began. Look, we're so grateful for Kayleen,
Yes,
aren't we, ladies?
Absolutely,
Yes,
absolutely. And
yes,
you know
yes,
what? I
yes.
want, because we're going to get to this a little bit later. I don't want to jump all over the place. We do have a good conversation we want to get through, but I want to say this at the top of this. And ladies, thank you so much for tuning in, sharing the video, and chiming in. We're going to get to each of us can be reading your comments all day, right?
I love it.
But the thing is, you know what I love about you as well as you shared?
Thank you.
You talked about being somebody who flunked out of school and wasn't the best, and the teacher say, no, go sit down and be a secretary. Just answer the phone. Just do that. You can't do much more.
Right.
You went to a particular conference.
I did.
How many times was it?
42 times.
You invested year after year in that conference because you wanted to be better, you wanted to be sharper, you wanted to go further.
Without having the money. I found the money to invest in why? I wasn't investing in the conference. See, Kayleen is going to invite you. You guys are going to be invited to a conference. You're not investing in the conference. You're investing in yourself.
Yes.
I was willing. I knew all I needed was an opportunity. I didn't need a hookup. I needed an opportunity. And so I went 42 times. And oh, by the way, nobody looked like me at the conference.
You were the only black lady.
I was the only black woman there. I was the youngest woman the youngest person by 18 years. I was one of 4 women at a conference of 800 people. So there were rarely any women. There was no one who was black. There was no people of color. They weren't Asian, Mexican, nobody. It was just old white men and me. And it sounded like they were speaking Spanish. No habla español. I didn't understand a thing they were saying. They were talking about ROIs and PPMs and term agreements, and I didn't know ROI meant return on investment. I didn't know PPM meant private placement memorandum. I didn't know any of that stuff, but I stayed. I kept going back.
You kept going back.
I was uncomfortable. I was nervous. They weren't like me. I would never have dinner with them, and they didn't want to have dinner with me, but I didn't go for that. I went to change my mind. I paid $3,800. I took loans out. I got a second job. I only used the money from my second job to pay for my education at different conferences, girl. That's all I used the money for.
So you educated yourself through conferences?
Yes, because I didn't do good in school, so I mean, I was like, okay, well, maybe I need to go another route.
Yeah.
Like, just because route 1 isn't your route doesn't mean there aren't 2, 3 other routes.
Right,
I
right.
kept finding what was right for me. And I fell a lot of times, y'all. In the midst of this, my son's father went to prison, called me one day and said, Lisa, I'm in Los Angeles County Jail. I said, well, when you get out? I didn't even know he did jail-like stuff. So I'm shocked. I'm embarrassed. My son's less than a year old. So in the midst of this, life happened. So, you know, when people say, oh, I was in the middle of getting something done, and then this happened. Well, that might have knocked you down, but you had to choose to stay down. So I was shocked. I got rocked. I sat down for about 6 months, and I said, oh, hold on. He's in jail.
Yeah,
I'm
what
not
are you
in
do-
jail.
what- yeah,
I'm
what are you
free.
doing?
I'm free. And so in the midst of all that, I literally kept getting back up, In the midst of that, I gained about 110 pounds, you know, and so I'm carrying this jacket on me that doesn't belong to me. I kept going. I didn't wait until I lost weight to be seen. Y'all just gonna see all of me right now on my journey while I'm doing this. I'm not sitting down. I'm not waiting any longer to discover me. Because here's what I know. You don't want to get to the end of your life wondering who you could have been.
Oh,
Yes.
man, and what you would have done and the
Listen,
opportunities you passed up.
If you would have given yourself permission to play full out, and that's what I came to the Bahamas for. That's what I came for. I didn't come for everybody. I came for those of you who are saying, I'm ready to find out just how phenomenal I can be. I'm here to find out what does it look like when I stop dimming my light so others around me won't feel insecure. I know I'm talking to you, girl. I'm talking to everybody. I know. I already know. When you know how you walk in a room and you turn your light down
Yes.
so others won't feel
Yes,
uncomfortable in your
yes.
presence. I came for those of you who are tired of turning your light down and dimming your light, and to say, hold on, let me get in the room with a game changer and a light builder so that my light is only a part of her light. And when you're in the room with me on October 6th and October 5th, for those of you who are joining both days, I'm going to say, turn it up higher. No, turn it up higher. Not for me. You need to see how bright your light is. Now you're in the room with the light source. I can handle it. Turn it up higher. I'm going to command your light. And hopefully, when you leave me on October 6th, you don't ever want to turn it down again. That's what I'm looking for.
We are headed to the first break this afternoon. My special guest is world-renowned speaker, someone who wasn't, you know, she ain't start with the trust fund. So we don't need to be like, oh yeah, well, you know, she always had something going on. She whatever. No, we certainly can learn from this woman because you heard her. Was it a single parent home?
Yeah. Broken two parent, then broken parent, then single parent. It was all of the above.
Single parent home. Then she grew up, had a kid, and then the kid, you know, at the point of brokenness where she couldn't even find diapers for her son, nothing to eat, on government assistance, and just at her wit's end. And that was your rock bottom. You say, wait a minute, no way, I'm waiting
then
for
I had
much.
another rock bottom. Then my son's father called and said he was in prison. And oh, by the way, he's still in prison today. 24 years later, so he never came home. And I had to live with that shame. So I had shame, blame, guilt, regret, and anger, y'all. All of it. All of it.
We are going to hear much more than this. Kizzy, listen, you are not the only one. I am trying to remain the host because you know when you just like a sponge absorbing every word, everything.
Yes.
That's what's happening with me right now today. So I am trying to remain the host, but no, this excites me tremendously, and I know it's going to excite you guys. We're going to take a first break this afternoon. Please continue to tune in on social media. Also continue to Margaret, I see what you okay, I'll go to the next one after. So we are going to take a break right now for our first break this afternoon. Then we are going to come back and we're going to hear about, you know, how do you even harness the secret? That was so very powerful.
Wasn't that?
And Lisa, mind you, I'll tell you this, we're going to go where you take us today.
Come on. Y'all get ready.
Yes.
Y'all get ready. Listen, hold on to something. Hold on to something. Get some water because it could get hot in here. Because, you know, I'm going to come real. You
Yes.
know, and when you invite me, you're inviting the truth in the room, transparency, resiliency, non-negotiable, unapologetic.
Yes.
That's why, because somebody has to come, love you enough as your sister to say, let me serve you up the truth. It might be a little spicy, but you've been waiting on that. So I appreciate it.
Listen, it's only going to get bigger and better October 5th and 6th in Grand Bahama. I spoke to several ladies, as I said, Kayleen, this week, who told me they have their tickets already for both events and they're super excited. But we're going to get more today so that you can know that you must be there October 5th and 6th. Stay exactly where you are. The conversation comes back right after this.
Appliances on Robinson Road has all your air conditioning needs this summer, like the Comfort Star 9,000 and 12,000 BTU 13 SEER for just $3.99. Or how about the Comfort Star 18,000 BTU just $5.99? Or how about the Comfort Star 24,000 or 36,000 at the lowest prices possible? We also carry a large selection of air conditioning parts such as fans, compressors, filters, capacitors, or any part you may need. So, call today at 328-2083. We're located on Robinson Road.
What you see and hear on this television station is governed by IRCA's Code of Practice for Content Regulation. The Code of Practice covers matters relating to program content that are of concern to the community, such as local content, news, current affairs, programs for children, advertising, including political advertisements, and the responsibilities associated with broadcasting in the Bahamas. The code also covers aspects such as access services for the hearing and visually impaired, and the procedure for lodging a complaint about anything broadcast by this station. The code is available on the IRCA website at www.ircabahamas.bs. To receive a copy of the code by mail or in person, you may telephone IRCA at 242-393-0234. Family Island dialing is toll-free at 1-242-300-8722. Or you may send a request by email to info@ircabahamas.bs.
Hi, I'm Stuart Cove, and for many years, I've taken pride in introducing young Bahamians and international visitors to the wonders of our Bahamian underwater world. Our marine ecosystem helps to keep our tourism industry and fisheries sector healthy and lucrative. We must all do our part in protecting it for future generations. And that is why I ensure our staff and customers are taught about the importance of coral reefs. I do this and more to protect our underwater life because I care. Do you?
Hey, I'm Megan Shepard, a reporter here at the ZNS Northern Service. Did you know that ZNS is right at your fingertips when you download the new ZNS app? Missed something in our newscast? That's okay. Simply pull up the app, swipe, and you'll find all of our news headlines and highlights. So what are you waiting for? Download the new ZNS app today.
Either which way, Lisa, wherever you look, okay. Everybody just like, yes. So welcome back to the conversation, guys. Listen, today is where the women are being, and guys, you know what? I hope you were watching, and matter of fact, Natty Dread, hello, how are you? I think he's the only guy on the feed today.
Lucky man.
Any other guy on there, let me know. But, you know, we'll open the phone lines a little bit later. Just do it. You know, the story that you shared, it is the most incredible story, the most incredible thing to hear what's possible and what can be achieved once you become all those adjectives that you talked about, resilience and determined and not giving a, you know. But thank you so much for sharing the video, guys. Thank you. Kizzy says, I'm in love with Lisa Nichols. This woman excites me because I share so much motivation. She's my mentor, and I've never met her, but I listen to her. We all do, absolutely. We absolutely
I'm
all
here
do.
now.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, and here's what I believe, and not to impose my faith on anyone, but when the distance between you and what inspires you most gets narrowed down to zero, you know, there's a place in the Bible that says when there's zero distance between you and it is yours. And so early in my career, when I was struggling, I would go to my girlfriend's house who had really had great achievement, and I'm not a materialistic person at all. The things I value the most don't cost anything. But her life had already stepped into a life of prosperity, and I was still in struggle.
I watch you say that.
Yes, I'm consistent because the truth is always the same.
Yes.
Right? And so I would go to my girlfriend's house and I would rub on all of her stuff because I wanted the mindset she had, and I wanted what her life represented, because it was a prosperous life, and mine was a life of scarcity and struggle still. And I would touch everything. And one day she said, "Why do you come to my house and rub everything that I have?" I said, "Because God says when there's zero distance between me and it is mine. I don't need your couch, and I don't need your," she has a plexiglass set of staircases. So I don't need that. I want the prosperity that it's represented. And now, 15 years later, she comes to my house and she says, "I can rub on your stuff now." And so there's zero distance between every single woman and man listening to my voice and myself. Now, there's an opportunity on October 5th and 6th to have zero distance. Yes. I'm not going to disappear in the back of a green room. I'm out present. I'm out front. I'm hugging people. I'm taking pictures. We taking selfies. We're getting together so that you can all of a sudden, someone says, "You're on my vision board." And I always get people to show me pictures of their vision board, and they show pictures of me on the cover of my book. And I go, now replace that picture with a picture of you and I. So you can see that it goes from vision to intention to action to done. You need to have evidence. Somebody type in chat, evidence. You need to have evidence that you're doing the right thing at the right time, because evidence brings about new energy. Evidence builds your trust in yourself. So you need evidence. So I'm going to invite you, I'm boldly saying, move a mountain, right? Evidence. Move a mountain. Move 3 mountains. If it's not convenient for you to be with me, okay, the things that you want, need, and deserve most in life won't be convenient. There's not one part of my life that was convenient. But my grandmother says, listen to this, your conviction and your convenience don't live on the same block. I'm going to say it again because somebody blinked. Your conviction and your convenience don't live on the same block. Everything you want most, need most, and deserve most is right on the other side
of convenience.
And the difference between those of us who are living our dreams and those of us who are watching us live our dreams is that I'm willing to be mildly to moderately to significantly inconvenienced on a daily.
Where's the scripture for that? I just, you know,
on a daily.
There's something about all of this, and this is, I just love when I could come in on a show as the host and learn and just sit here like this and take notes. You think I'm joking? There's my notes. I'm just scribbling all over. By the way, I want to say a big hello to Chicago watching, Canada's watching, South Africa is watching, of course, Freeport is watching. Awesome. Good to have you guys tuned in. Share the video.
Come on,
continue to chime in, and I will. Natty Dread says, I am interested to know, does Lisa subscribe to any particular self-help program, such as using affirmations? How important are affirmations for you?
Oh man, they were life for me. I subscribe to affirmations so much so that I take affirmations, I research them, and then I rewrite them so that they're personalized for me. So I take the word I and put I inside of my affirmations. I subscribe to doing visualizations. I do guided visualizations. Hey, Croatia in the house. You guys are everywhere. I do guided visualizations. I visualize myself where I say I want to be, but I add emotion to it. Most visualizations are intellectual. I take myself to the feeling. How does it feel? When my son was 5, I said, how does it feel when he's 18 and I've sent him to college without worrying about money? How did that feel? And I embedded the excitement that came with it. I embedded, how does it feel to send my grandmother on a tour? How does it feel to send her on vacation? How does it feel to have 10 family members on vacation and they don't have to come out of pocket with anything? How does it feel for me? So I embed the feeling into my guided visualizations. So when I tell you I was seeing these things 10 10 years ago. So now when I look up and my son at 18 says, Mom, I don't want to go to college. I want to be a chef. I said, okay, well, let's make up a college experience. I sent him on an 88-day international culinary externship tour made up by Mama, paid in full. I had the same feeling that I said I would have when 10 years prior. I cried for the whole year because I had been visualizing this and embodying the feeling for years, and then it was here. Yes. I'm going to tell you, because you know a feeling. Feelings are going to drive you. Yes. That's why you don't run, because you got the feeling of fear or the feeling of worry. What if you turn that around and you do a guided visualization and you get the feeling of excitement, the feeling of accomplishment, because you visualize if you're already done. So I do, you're right. He said excellent. Yes, Natty Dread, that's what I do.
Yes, this is amazing.
And you work back.
You reverse engineer.
You see, and that's the thing. I figured I was miss affirmation. Oh, I have to step it up.
Yeah,
I have to
take
totally
it to the next
step
level.
it. I do.
I call it the turbo boost on affirmations are great. That's the gas in the tank. Now I want to put a turbo boost engine on my gas tank. That's the feelings. That's the thinking color, thinking texture. Feel it.
By the way, I want to say, yes, hello to Odaz, who is joining me. Odaz, of course, was scheduled to be here. And then I'm like, Odaz, guess who's coming? Guess who's here? Understand what's happening.
Odaz.
So, she's here like soaking up everything. But I want to say a big, Lisa, get this. By the way, hello, Facebook audience. Thank you guys for streaming live. Continue to share the video. Continue to share. We have Brazil watching, Australia, United Kingdom, Croatia, Abaco, Exuma, California. Big hello to all of you. So, Lisa, now the thing is, when you talk about play out full, did it start? How important was the secret to that? Because people know the secret is about those affirmations. It's about changing your speech. It's about changing what you hear yourself say and what you tell yourself and your belief and mindset. How do we even begin to get on that journey?
Right. Misty, hey, honey, she said, I can't believe you're in my town. Yes, I'm in your town, in living color.
And hello, South Carolina. Hello to you, London. Thank you all so much for watching.
Yes. So, bottom line, energy grows where energy goes. Like if you hold on to that, energy grows where energy goes. If you put energy in, how do I transform my life? And you put that energy in consistently every single day, and not from a place of just a question, but from a place of an action. What can I do today to change my life? What can I do today to transform my life? Energy grows where energy goes. So most people are putting energy in, I'm just getting by, I'm just suffering, this man ain't no good, these kids are crazy. Energy grows where energy goes. So the things around you that are not working, a lot of times they stay in your space because you keep giving them energy. And so I am a real big energy vibration. I understand the power of energy. So I'm always going, how do I shift that energy? How do I shift that energy? How do I up-level that energy? How do I take that energy? I am real big. So the secret is all about what you think about, you bring about. What you say, you are creating your life's experience by what you're saying. What you're thinking first, then what you say, then where your energy goes. And so I didn't know anything about the secret. I didn't know what that was like. I just knew that where I put my intention is where my life is going to end up. And here I am, a girl who living in South Central Los Angeles, living between the Harlem Crip 30s and the Rolling 60s, having 3 fights a week to get home from school. Fighting was a norm for me. It was exercise for me. I didn't even know it was wrong because it was just a part of my life. A very aggressive community, very aggressive fight or be beaten. It was just that energy. And so I realized that if I shifted my energy from survival to thriving, what could happen if I focused on thriving versus surviving? I changed the way I interacted with people. I changed my environment. I changed the books I read. I changed the conversations I had.
Very intentional.
Listen.
People must understand that.
Listen, you are not going to have an accidental hookup.
No.
You won't have an accidental transformation.
No.
You can't Google download a breakthrough. You can't go on Facebook and find a new life. You're going to find someone else living the life you want to live, and you're going to like their life. I don't want to like somebody else's life all day.
You see, a lot of people called in. A lot of people called in, message and everything, say how they love you, they follow you on Instagram. But how unfortunate it is for us to follow you on Instagram and not just to admire your life as people keep up with the Kardashians, right? And not try to create and follow the footsteps and the path that you
Girl,
have
don't
very
make me get up. Don't make me get up and start dancing.
Get up and
don't
dance.
make me get
ask. Hold on. You don't just watch, right? You raise your hand.
Absolutely not. First of all, I'm never at a loss for it. And it is amazing.
No, this is that. Yeah, this is that day.
It is amazing to be here, breathing the same air as you,
Amen.
Nicholas, because listening to your story, I know all about Jelani. I know everything. I even tell
My
the story.
Jelani.
Yeah, I felt like he was also my son.
He
right?
is.
But I used to listen to, I'm not used to, I currently do. I always listen to your speeches over and over. And everybody go ahead on YouTube and subscribe to her channel right now. It is so transformational.
Yeah.
Because anytime I had somewhat of a low moment,
Yes.
I was able to go back to that. Less than 3 years ago, if you had told me I was going to be sitting in a room with you, I would have never believed it, much less speak on a mic. So 3 years ago, my life looked very different. I was not able to public speak. I was not able to have any confidence in terms of coming in front of large crowds of people. And one of the things that helped me was that you did it through all of the phases of your transformation.
Yeah.
Because there's always going to be an excuse,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Oh, I feel to this, or I look to this, or I
Yes.
don't this. And so when I stepped out, a lot of the guidance, I listened to your voice.
Amen.
And every time I felt a falter moment, I listened to your voice. So this is like Christmas for me
I love
to
it.
be here.
I love it.
And
I
I've
love it.
seen, everything like from your beginning. I've watched all.
You're gonna move a mountain and join me on October 5th and 6th.
Absolutely.
Because if y'all think this is something, you have to know that when we get together live, and I don't come for your entertainment.
Yes.
You know that.
I know that.
I don't come for your
Yes, yes.
entertainment. I can be quite entertaining, but I ain't coming
Yes.
for your entertainment. I come for one thing. I come for your breakthrough. I come so that you can see a part of you never seen before, and you can like it, love it, fall madly in love with it. And you don't ever want it to go back in. You don't ever want to lose it again. And so I completely understand what you're saying. And this is a living, breathing example of what's available for you. That this distance from 3 years ago is now zero, right?
Absolutely. And I would like to say there's a young lady that messaged me about 6 months ago saying that she wanted a mentor. She wanted to be a speaker. She wanted to motivate people, tell her story. And I gave her your channel. And I know she's watching this now. Please leave a comment. This is amazing because she asked me, she said, do you think that we would ever get to meet her? And I said, well, just find out where she's going to be, hop on a plane, and let's go.
And now look at
I
here.
don't think she's really in the. Look like you're really in the U.S. nowadays, because you all over the world.
I know. I just left Barcelona. I was there for a month, and now I'm here. And you're right. Yeah, right. I was there for a month. I'll be here for close to a month as well. And so it's looking at that and going, wait a minute. Here I am around. I'm right here, you guys. I'm around the corner. It would be, and you said it. It would be a tragedy to have access to this, because I was at an event in Hollywood, and an A-list celebrity said to me, she said, the reason why people are your fans in a different way is because when they follow us, because she's a super mega actress, she said they're being entertained. But when they follow you, they're getting their oxygen again.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
I said,
yes.
she said, because I was asking her, why do people respond to me so differently? She goes, they come up to you, they come up to us, they ask for our autograph. They come up to you, they cry, they hug. And they said, because you're giving them oxygen, I am here.
Being refueled. you see?
Listen, refueled. I'm here for you. If you are interested in refueling your soul, pressing reset, re-energizing your purpose, discovering your purpose, rediscovering what your purpose in this season looks like. Because, oh, by the way, your purpose transforms over seasons.
Yes, it does.
Your
It's
purpose,
not always the same.
Your purpose 20 years ago might not be your purpose
Yes.
right now.
Yes.
And you're trying to fit a 2019 purpose into a 2009 shoe. And that's why it doesn't fit. You also could be trying to fit a 2019 you inside a 2005 relationship. So there's a whole lot of listen, I ain't trying to get nothing started. Listen. The truth is sexy and sometimes it stings. Like I am here. My intention when I came was to have you break out and break through. Whatever that thing is for you financially, because we have a relationship to money.
Yes.
We have a relationship to money that's generational. It came from our grandmothers and our great-grandmothers and our mothers, and we love them. But their relationship to money is not supposed to be our relationship to money. And
Today, Lisa is talking about, of course, where you can hear her in full and get one-on-one and very intimate experiences. It happens on October 5th and 6th in Freeport, Grand Bahama at the Live Life free
Yes.
conference. It's
Yes.
going to be super.
Yes.
We're going to hear more about that in a little bit. But you said, I said, you know what, Lisa, if you could hang out with me for a minute longer, I want you to just give some nice teasers and tidbits and just to get us all thinking differently and doing more
Absolutely.
and on fire for October 5th and 6th. We're going to take a break right now and come back with more of the conversation right after this.
The Saffir-Simpson Hurricane Wind Scale was developed in 1971 by civil engineer Herbert Saffir and meteorologist Robert Simpson, who was the director of the U.S. National Hurricane Center. It was introduced to the public in 1973 and began to be widely used a year later. Inspired by the Richter scale that measures earthquakes, the Saffir-Simpson scale was divided into 5 categories. Originally, the Saffir-Simpson scale also included predicted barometric pressures associated with the various wind speeds, as well as the relative kinds of damage that could be anticipated. However, because those predictions were found to be very inaccurate, just a few years ago, the warning system was changed to include only the wind speeds, which were also adjusted upwards in the higher categories. A Category 1 hurricane has wind speeds between 74 and 95 miles per hour. A Category 2, 96 to 110 miles per hour. A Cat 3, 111 to 129 miles per hour. A Cat 4, 130 to 156 miles per hour. And a Category 5 hurricane will have winds from 157 miles per hour and up. This public service announcement has been brought to you by the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas in conjunction with the National Emergency Agency.
What I love most about working for the Bahamas tonight is that we don't only focus on New Providence. We cover the entire Bahamas. We have a team here in the Northern Bahamas that is ready to bring you the stories, the people, and the news that matter to you. From point A to Z, from covering hurricanes to elections and everything in between.
My name is Kim Kouskalis. I'm the owner and director of Blairwood Academy. And I first joined Alive probably about a year and a half ago. I decided it was time to switch, and I went in to the store, and I never looked back. My most memorable experience with them in the last year and a half has to be this last summer. I was away in Europe, and of course, I didn't know exactly how to work all the roaming and the data. I was a little bit concerned because it wasn't working at first. I text somebody I knew at Alive, and within 2 seconds, I got a response back, and I was told that tomorrow I would be getting a call from an Alive representative. Well, that call came at about 10 a.m. European time, 5 a.m. Bahamian time. I cannot say enough about Alive and how they are in the community, so open and accommodating. My name is Kim Kouskalis, and I believe in best.
G&M Appliances on Robinson Road has all your air conditioning needs this summer, like the Comfort Star 9,000 and 12,000 BTU 13 SEER for just $3.99. Or how about the Comfort Star 18,000 BTU just $5.99? Or how about the Comfort Star 24,000 or 36,000 at the lowest prices possible? We also carry a large selection of air conditioning parts such as fans, compressors, filters, capacitors, or any part you may need. So, call today at 328-2083. We're located on Robinson Road.
You get your life yet? You are on a way to resetting us yet? Because I tell you, I am. I just love a powerful, impactful conversation with somebody who just isn't preaching from, that pedestal up there, but somebody who has walked where many of us are walking, who has achieved dreams many of us are dreaming and aspiring to. This woman has done it, and she is just here to share with us today for free on this show for 2 hours. But more importantly, for those of you, and I'll tell you this, Kayleen, there are several women I have personally met who said that they have and they are bringing other little groups with them. They have their tickets, they have the passes, the various, because what's happening as well, there's a more intimate experience with Lisa. And it's really going to be quite incredible, huh?
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about it.
So, a part of the experiences, there is the intimate exclusive meet and greet, which is going to be on October 5th. And that is going to start at 6:30. And at that time, we will have an intimate setting. You'll be able to hear Lisa tantalize and tease you for 30 minutes. Giving
only?
You,
now, you know that's not
only for 30 minutes.
And how you going to do that?
Only for 30 minutes so that you could prepare your mind for that great breakthrough on Saturday, October 6th. And in that setting, we are also going to have a photograph and an autograph opportunity. So a part of the Premium Elite package, which is $150, you get a copy of Lisa's latest book. And the latest book is entitled Abundance Now.
Yes.
And we know that
She's going to have to talk a little bit abundance on the show.
Yes. And we know that the theme of this event and this experience is called Live Life Free, Faith and Finances. And we have to realize that we have to feel it, we have to be it, we have to live it in order for anything to change in our lives. And we have to put purpose to our finances. And when you put purpose to your finances and you see which way you want your life to go, it happens. I am evidence of it.
I'll tell you this. Many, of course, are supporting you in what you're saying because Stephanie says, Kayleen, I applaud you for sticking this out and seeing this through. Thank you for this. And so many women are saying that. Thank you, because, you see, for those of you who may, I don't know, maybe just came to this part of the world, and you can't just put to any part of the world because Lisa is worldwide. But Lisa is a world-renowned speaker, teacher, influencer, motivator. She does it all. Very successful. You know, I want you to talk a little bit about what is that chicken soup for the African American soul? Like, what is there a different kind of chicken soup for the?
Right.
No, she is a hugely successful published author. Lisa does it all. How much is it now? Seven books, bestsellers. Yes,
bestsellers. Yes.
But you have bestsellers. So, and Lisa at the top of the show talked about how she went from food stamps to now is CEO of a multi-million-dollar company. But this woman walked it through. She sacrificed. She persevered. She was resilient. And so she is here to share all of that with us. Shenique, this is really just an open conversation today with a world mover and a global citizen, Lisa Nichols, who is just stopping by, first of all, to talk about an event where she is going to be in Freeport, Grand Bahama on October 5th and 6th, the Live Life Free Conference. But she is hanging out with the conversation today, just inspiring us all and keeping us really, just getting us in a position to reset, which is so important throughout our lives. You don't reset like once a year at your birthday or Christmas. No.
You know, this is a time, like someone who's listening to this, it's your time. And you're putting the pieces of the puzzle together. And this conversation, my being in the Bahamas, my being in Freeport is a part of the puzzle. And what happens often is we get the piece of the puzzle, but we question it so much. We wonder, is this really the piece? This is the piece. If you think that this could be, it could be. It is. Why not you? Why not now? Why not here? Why not in this moment? And so often we sit back and we take our time and we wonder and we let an opportunity pass us by because we're so afraid to fail. What I'm afraid to do, there might be some trepidation about failing, but I'm more afraid to live a life and have never leaped. See, most of us are afraid of falling. I'd rather leap and fall than get to the end of my days and said I never took the leap. That is more frightening to me than taking the leap and falling. Because guess what? We are built to last. Somebody type in text, we are built to last.
Evidence of
right. So if you fall, by the way, newsflash, hashtag, you've fallen before.
Yes, many
times. Evidence, I'm going back to evidence again. Evidence proves that when you fall, you get back up. Sometimes you spring up, sometimes you stagger up, but you always get back up. I want to have the opportunity to fly, and if until you give yourself permission to fail, you haven't really given yourself permission to fly. Because if you don't give yourself permission to fail, you'll never really take the leap. And what the difference between me and most is that I am okay with falling. I'm okay with falling, and I'm super okay with flying. So which one am I going to do today? I'm going to jump. I'm going to jump today. And I'm either going to fly or I'm going to fall, and either way, I'm okay. And tomorrow, I'm going to jump again.
Yes.
And so I came to the Bahamas I told you I didn't come for everybody. Because what I've learned is that I can't save or rescue everybody.
No. And some people, Lisa, get lost in that.
Listen.
Because you try to rescue Daz,
I used to.
then you're trying to pull in Kaylee, and then I pull in Lisa. Lisa, you know what I love about what you said, too? You said, I tell you, you think I was joking? I watch your videos.
Amen.
You said you had to disconnect from people, particularly those of our hue, family included. Because had you not disconnect to fly and get the confidence in your own wings and what they can do, you would have been looking around at each other saying, but how we can eat? How we go? But you had to disconnect and not be the savior for everybody in order to save yourself.
The best thing I can do for the suffering people around me is not suffer with them. The best thing I can do. It might look like I'm leaving you for a moment, and I am, to go rescue myself, put on my own oxygen mask, give myself my own permission to fly, and then I can come back and give you the examples of my life. That's what I can do. So when I had to leave South Central Los Angeles, and I had to leave it, and I left it. I left running. I left with skates on. I had to leave it. I knew I wouldn't leave forever. I wanted to bring something of value back. Did I feel the anxiety of separation? Did I feel the disconnect? Absolutely. Did I have lonely nights? Absolutely. Was I worried about the shame? Was I worried about being talked bad about? Yes. But here's what I realized. Other people's perception of me ain't none of my business. And so every time I got worried that people were talking bad about me because I left, I had to remind myself what my grandmother says, baby, other people's perception of you ain't none of your business. Now that I have my wings, I have something of value to take back home. And so, yes, you get to love everybody. Some people you just need to love from a distance. And I had to learn that.
Very important.
And you can't convert anybody. People are committed to their way of thinking. And I retired from the converting business because I suck at it. I'm not good at converting people. If they gonna want to be stuck, they gonna stay stuck. And ain't nothing I can say can make them get unstuck. But what I realize is I can inspire myself to be a shining example for everyone. And I'm not an example of perfection. What I do really well is I manage my imperfection. That's what you love about me, is that I tell you my stuff. This is my stuff. I'm dealing with it. But let me tell you how we can dance with the stuff.
This is the conversation we are going to listen. We're just getting started. We're going to get into some more things with Lisa, some more areas. I love the talk of abundance. Odaz, you and I always talk about an abundance mindset. You know, when something shifts, and you get into that abundance mindset, you become a magnet for all of the glorious blessings God has for you. We're going to talk about that and much more when we come back. And also that Freeport conference. I see Margaret telling me, get to the break. The news is next. Please stay exactly where you are. The news at 5 is straight ahead. Stay close.
Taking it step by step, living.
Well, what about me?
What about you? What?
Well, I thirsty too, you know.
You don't want to see all that water out there?
Well, why you don't give me your water, and then you go try and drink that salt water?
You crazy, eh?
I ain't the one talking to a dog, you know.
Ain't nobody can drink salt water.
Then why you won't give it to me? All dogs need fresh, cool water and sufficient shelter from the sun all year round, especially on the beach and during the hot summer months.
Summers are very hot here in the Bahamas, so please make sure all pets have ample, cool, fresh water in proper containers and sufficient shelter from the sun, even on the beach. And make sure all dog houses and kennels have proper ventilation. Let's make it Bahamian to be humane.
This message has been brought to you by the Bahamas Humane Society and the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
This is a ZNS News Update. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Keisha Adderley. Well, the government taking steps to ensure improved accountability and transparency in the management of the country's financial affairs. During proceedings in the House of Assembly this morning, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Finance, the Honourable Peter Turnquest, led off debate on the new Fiscal Responsibility Bill. The legislation sets guidelines for how this and future governments spend and account for public funds. The legislation expected to take effect October 1st. The lengthy process to collect building codes and other permits from the Ministry of Public Works is something which will soon be addressed. The plan by officials to accomplish this is to introduce the electronic plan review and inspection system. Public Works Minister the Honourable Desmond Bannister notes this move comes against the backdrop of government efforts to improve the ease of doing business in the country. And the BAISS softball action taking place yesterday. Tonight, here who came out on top in a hotly contested junior girls battle between Queen's College and C.W. Saunders. We'll have a look at all these stories and more coming up in the Bahamas tonight, starting at 6. I'm Keisha Adderley. We'll see you then.
I've been an artist my whole life. I've been a practicing artist shortly after high school. Right after high school, went to COB. Was there for a while. Stopped to do some odd jobs. Bartender was one of them. I taught for a while. Then just went straight into art full time. I have no style. There are some people who say they could tell my work wherever they see it. Maybe they could tell the people that I paint sometimes, wherever they see it, because most of the times I just do it on my imagination. So that being said, if it comes out of my imagination, it's gonna look like me. That's a philosophy that I have in art, that the pieces of you come out if you're thinking it. But as far as style, I don't think I have one, because I honestly look above to get my inspiration. My inspiration comes completely from God. The codes and the theories that I've developed over the years comes directly from him. It doesn't come from a university. So I just consider myself like a channel, and I open myself up to do whatever I'm feeling that day, or for that time, or for whatever purpose. In the very beginning, Central Bank awarded me for putting on my best, basically. Because the first time I entered Central Bank, I think I got second place. I pushed to do it again, or whatever. I got first place in the open category. A few years later, I got first place again in the open category. But what they did was gave me a whole lot of exposure. The first piece I won at Central Bank, the name of it was The Famous Grin. It was where I turned the Mona Lisa into a skeleton. I had the cobwebs and stuff on it or whatever. I told myself I could either get dead last, or probably do well in the competition. I said to say this, like around me during the time when I was in the different workshops and stuff, I wasn't seeing that around me. I was seeing, they're painting like some fishes and landscapes and stuff like that. So I kind of felt a little bit alone. But that was in me. So it came out, Central Bank awarded me that. That being said, there were a lot of kids around growing up with that mentality that they want to paint one thing, but because you live in this region or whatever, they feel like they have to paint a certain kind of way. This is the way you should paint. No, you paint what you feel, and let the world decide. As a whole, I think art is thriving in the Bahamas right now. We have a lot of work to do, but it's moving. It's moving. What I'm trying to do is just play my part to make the art scene better. That's my only thing. When I'm out there doing street art, I'm trying to to push that forward. When I'm doing, a commercial for a company or something, I'm trying to show that art has a place there as well. When I'm just sitting at home, doing images on my dining room table or in my studio, whatever, that's me just getting off trying to be, that pure artist. You know what I mean? Because art in its purity is like when you were like a kid drawing on the walls. When this place starts to disappear and other civilizations come afterwards, you know what you're gonna find? You're gonna find some artwork. That's what you're gonna find. My name is Alan Pacino Wallace. I'm a visual artist.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Welcome back to the conversation, everybody. Lisa and Kayleen are in the newsroom being interviewed by the news team back there, so they'll be back momentarily. But I hope you all are enjoying today's show based on the response that we have going on. Odaz, I'll tell you, it's nothing like when you are super thirsty and then somebody brings a cool glass of fantastic, life-giving water to you. This is what today feels like.
This is amazing, and it's amazing, especially because I had no idea it was going to happen, right? And I've watched Lisa Nichols for so many years just on YouTube. Right?
Me too.
YouTube.
Just me, YouTube as well.
I remember Googling like where she'd be speaking a couple times to see, what area of the U.S. she was in or in other places of the world and what the tickets would look like. But this is quite the treat. I mean, if you are watching this right now, please go ahead and tell someone about it. Share the video if you're watching our live stream, because it is phenomenal that she's here. She brings so much energy into this room. I don't know if you felt it or not.
Yes.
But I'm just blown away because she is just so inspiring, and she has such a story that I think a lot of us could relate to. And one thing that I took from it as well is that she said she wasn't the best student. So a lot of times in this culture, we look at academia, right, as a measure of success. Oh, if you make good grades, you're going to be on a trajectory to be successful. That is usually not always the case. Hey, Kizzy. You can do whatever you want. It doesn't matter. So grades are not an indicator. They like to refer to a particular average of the nation. Oh, this is a whatever average nation. That means nothing.
And you know what, Odaz? That is why I'm discovering more and more. There are, of course, we know it pays to go to school and the education and everything. I'm not at all knocking that.
Yes.
But there are some people among us and in this world, like Lisa and others, who are extremely successful. You know that 1%?
Absolutely.
They right there. And they haven't gone to school. What they have done, though, is over the years, the way she went to one conference 42 times until she learned everything that was being shared, taught, and expressed
Mastery.
there. And mastered it. Until she began to change the way she was thinking and the way that poverty and being around Shaquita them too much had her thinking. Then she changed her life. She changed her mindset. She came out of that mindset of lack and into a mindset of abundance to the point that has guided her where she is today.
Absolutely. And one of the concepts she talked about where you actually harness the power of your emotions to transform your current. It's like the placebo effect, right? So you take a sugar pill and you feel better because as far as you're concerned, it is the medicine. Your mind doesn't know the difference. So we are very powerful. And I think that listening to women like her speak help you to understand the power that you can go ahead and harness to improve your life. Not only that, she talks a lot about mindset. There's a concept that I've been studying and exploring called hypnotic rhythm. Basically, the premise of it is whatever you do repeatedly, you become. So one of the rhythms she got into was going to the conference. How much times? 42 times.
42 times.
42 times, right? Going to a conference, acting out what she learned, and repeating the process. So basically, she got into the hypnotic rhythm of self-improvement, investing in herself, because a lot of times people will, and persons, they will buy an expensive phone, right? They will buy an expensive car, but we don't, and when I say we, I just mean as a collective, we don't treat our bodies the best. We don't want to invest in ourselves. Investing in a coach is seen as like, oh, do you really need that? Right? But when you don't do that, you're in the hypnotic rhythm of ignoring yourself, and then your life shows the results.
Your life shows it, and that's the thing. Your life reflects everything that you decide to. You make your life.
Yes.
You make your life. It reflects everything that you decide to put in your mouth, everything that you decide to surround yourself with. There's a YouTube video speaking of being very intentional that I love, and I've shared it. I don't know if I've shared it with you, but there's this highly respected speaker as well, highly regarded, world renowned, and he talks about the fact that how intentional he is. And some people frown at me about certain things I wouldn't discuss, or I do so with great reluctance, and I wouldn't surround myself with. But here's this man who is extremely successful, who has decided he is not calling into his life drama. He is not calling into his life mayhem. Oh, this murder happened, that terrorist attack, this and that. He said when he sees those articles, say for example in a Time magazine, he skips over. He skips over it, because his thing is he's only going to read, he's only going to watch, he's only going to surround himself with the things that he wants to call into his life, the things that he knows is going to add and enhance his life, and also expand his mind to take him where he wants to go.
Because think about the average workplace conversation, right, Shenique? What are people talking about? The paper on a particular day to see who all is deceased for the week. The crime. What is that? We have to do better as a nation. Do not focus on those things. Those things do not matter. You cannot walk around just mindlessly, because when you do that, you are just going to carry out whatever your programming is internally that you're not aware of. You're just going to live that. So you have to be very intentional. You just cannot be living on autopilot. It will not work. And I lived for that for too many years. And when you live like that, your life, the years go by and you say, well, where did the time go? Wow, this year is just going past, because you're not seizing the day, right? You're just letting it happen to you. You have no control, and then you play the victim role.
Yes.
This is happening to me.
I want to blame everybody
That is happening
else.
to me. That's not the problem. You are the problem. You and your perspective is the problem. And those are lessons that I'm still learning. I don't know everything, right? And I learn every day, because our self-control is not stronger than our environment, right? So put yourself in an environment. Go and see Lisa Nichols, right? Put yourself in an environment that's uplifting and that will feed you. If you're putting yourself in an environment of negativity, and environment can mean what you see on TV as well, what you listen to.
Oh, totally. Well, I'll tell you when I first realized that it was my prerogative to decide what my environment would be, whether it's something I watched or a conversation I participated in, or something I read, or whatever it was. Joel Osteen, I'll never forget, it's been about 3 years now. I just happened to be walking by and heard him, and I paused, and he said, you do not have to, and in my business, I'm going to get raked over the coals for this one. But you do not have to watch every newscast, read every newspaper, pick up every phone call, participate in every conversation that comes your way, or you invited to participate in. You do not. It's up to you, because why? Those things that you continue to watch. The thing is, and Lisa said it as well, what you give attention to expands.
Absolutely. So if you
even if it's just in a figment of your imagination.
Absolutely.
Which is powerful.
And think about the things that sometimes people commonly focus on, right? Unintentionally, just based on your environment. So your environment is very important. So you are, let's just say you're somewhere and everybody's focusing on bills and how expensive everything is. That will expand, because that's what your focus is on. Because when you're focusing on bills, what you're not focusing on is how you can increase your income, increase your skill set. The focus is wrong, and what you focus on expands. So it's true. It's absolutely true.
Yeah, absolutely. Margaret, I don't know if we can get any calls in today. I know that Parliament is on. Are we able to? No. Okay, I do apologize, everybody. No calls today at all. No calls. So if you get your comments in, I certainly will read as many as I can. Repetition, exactly, Samantha.
Correct.
Repetition conditions the mind.
Correct.
Repetition, and that is that affirmations. Yes, Ruth.
Correct.
That is the affirmations. Even if you have to write them out, and they may sound rehearsed every day that you're saying the same thing, but guess what? You are convincing yourself. The more you say it, the more you begin to believe it. The more it becomes a part of you. Your voice is the most important one you will hear.
Well, see, your brain doesn't actually know the difference between a lie and a truth. And when I say doesn't know the difference between, if you tell yourself something, it may not be accurate, but it's based on your feeling. Like, so for example, people who have, let's just say, for example, anorexia, right? They tell themselves, I am fat. They are not, but they tell themselves, so their brain believes it. So what if you tell your brain, or you tell yourself, I have value, I am successful, I will contribute, I am positive. What about the difference that will give your life?
And you know what? And I'll tell you, it doesn't happen right away. It's a process.
It's a process.
It's a process.
It is.
But I'll tell you, it's a worthwhile one.
It is.
It's a worthwhile one that gets you from being a single mother on food stamps to being a multimillionaire speaking. Listen, you don't understand.
Publicly traded.
You were talking about how Lisa had you like dumbfounded like this.
Yes.
When she said she was in Barcelona for a month, but she had.
Yes. Yes.
Where you were from?
I had in Beauty and Wealth.
No, very much so. Because what? You were in Spain for a month?
Yes,
Who does that, y'all? Who does that? But guess what? That is the life she has created and worked for. Most importantly, a word that we all hate. She worked for that life, and it's now she's living it.
One of the things that I do love is when persons like Lisa Nichols come to the Bahamas, I think we need representation of what abundance from a positive means looks like. Because a lot of time in our society, when you look at the person here who have means, right, who have wealth, a lot of it is not from a positive source, right? It was some maybe illegal activity suspected or alleged, or it's something laced in some sort of scandal, right? But there's not often that you can see someone here that is wealthy and that their life work is just positivity, uplifting, and is something that is making people's lives better. Mm-hmm. So I love when persons like her come here, because it shows you here that it's possible.
It shows you that, that whole mantra thing, come on.
Yeah.
Hard work pays, and hard work this and that.
Yes.
And it's true.
It is true.
And it's very true.
And it shows you that there's money is not the root of all evil. It's the love of it. Money is just a tool.
No, money is not
it's just a tool.
Be broke and see how evil that is.
I was just about to say, the societies and the neighborhoods that have a lot of poverty, they're not the most positive and uplifting. So whenever people say, well, money is evil, I'm like, well, it's not really positive in the areas where there's lack. So we all know that that's obviously a lie. So do not ever let people guilt you about trying to succeed. It's just going to amplify what's already there. Mm-hmm. If you're not a good person, you get more money, you're going to be a worse person. If you are a good person and you get more money, you're going to do good with your money. So it's just a matter of where you apply your intention to. That's it.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. And so, listen, today, once again, I think Lisa, those are back. Come on in, just because come on in. But Lisa, those are back, and they were just in the newsroom for a bit, speaking with Keishla Adderley there, talking about really what she's talking about here on today's show, and also kind of giving tease on what's going to be happening in Grand Bahama. I know many of you are interested in that, where you can, because this is going to be super what's going to be happening, and the wonderful one-on-one. If you could just sit down quickly, please, Kayleen. Yeah, that camera is right in front of it. Yes, but it's going to be a super opportunity in Grand Bahama. You're going to hear much, much more about it. They're really, really awesome. And Lisa, I'll tell you this, you have so many people super excited about, and sometimes that's what you need, an injection, maybe a reminder, a nudge, and to say, hey, wake up,
yes,
don't,
yes.
because oftentimes, and something you said too about how we can sometimes become relaxed in. I can become relaxed in the fact that hey, this is a popular show.
Right.
People enjoy it.
Well, you're playing bigger than a lot of people around you. So when people are tuning in to a show like this, a conscious conversation, when they're taking part in workshops and they're looking at maybe my videos online, you're already playing more than most. Right? You're already. So you have to watch out because your 70% can become someone's 150%, and you can think that your 70% is 150%. Well, it's not your 150%, it's somebody else's 150%. And so we have to watch out, especially the smarter you are, the more brilliant you are, the more of a game changer you are, because you're measuring your C-level work to someone else's A-level work, and you can mistakenly think you're playing at the top of your game. You're not.
Yes, no, you're not.
No,
because
you're
there's
not.
always somebody out there who has put in the work like you, who has gone to a conference or a seminar or some course 42 times, and who is sharp as a tack.
And you want to hook your caboose to their train. You want to hook your caboose to their train, take your vitamins, hydrate, get your sleep, and hold on for dear life. And play full out for your breakthrough.
What is it to play full out?
Oh, so listen, playing full out is, and what it looks like. I love that question because it's not a theory. It's not a theory. First of all, what I learned was abundant thinkers, and this was way back in the day when I was studying this. I saw abundant thinkers and people who were about building a life of abundance. And I don't say wealth. I say abundance, because wealth is a money and property thing. Abundance is a lifestyle, mindset, and holistic approach. So abundance includes your spirituality, your relationship, your health, and your finances, whereas wealth is about your money and your possessions, right? So when I started studying abundant mindset, I wanted it. I didn't have it. Well, the first thing was that scarcity and lack-based thinkers plan 30 days to 12 months only. Okay, I know. I know. Y'all looking at me like, right.
Say it again.
Right. She said,
no. It's true. I tell my clients that all the time.
That scarcity and lack-based thinkers, they think 30 days to 12 months out, right? And so you just got to take assessment of where you are, because I know when I first heard this, it stung. I was like, ouch, ouch, because I was in that. Abundant thinkers are going 3 to 5 years out.
10 years.
Right. I don't want to overwhelm. I don't want to overwhelm.
This is straight talk.
I don't want to overwhelm. So they're 3 to 5 years to begin with. Right? Then they go out 10 years. They know how they want to write their legacy. They know the amount of money they want in their endowment. I didn't understand that. I had no idea what that was like. I'm like, 5 years, what should I don't even know what I'm going to do. Okay, well, if you don't know what you're going to be doing, then you're only going to live to the now, for the now. And you're going to spend for now. You're going to shop for now. You're going to save for now. You're not living a legacy. You're not living into your legacy. You're living into your now. And so when I got that, though, oh my God. So now my strategy is 10 years out, and I reverse engineer what I should be doing now to make what the 10-year plan is come true. You do that, you will stop sweating the small stuff. As a matter of fact, people will stop coming to you with small stuff. My cousins are always talking about things, and then I said, "What are you talking about?" They said, "Don't worry about it, girl. It's too small. You're not even interested."
So they exclude you from the conversation because they know this ain't.
That's all the small stuff, because they say you playing bigger. Don't even worry about that. They'll start self-selecting. And oh, by the way, just a side note, the men who come into your life. Hello, they'll stop.
We need to go into Tyrone and how your abundance mindset can show Tyrone.
There are some amazing men out there, and we just have to attract them. There is no shortage of good men. There's a shortage of good people who are seeing each other because they're playing big enough to see each other. I'm single. I'm dating. I'm in the space where I'm taking applications, right? And I want to tell you, by the time a man gets near me, he is on his A game. My biggest challenge, I'm going to be honest with you, real talk, is this real talk?
Yeah, no, real talk, yes.
Is selecting. Because of who I've become. Look, she popped around.
Lisa, if I tell you her story, Lisa.
Let me just tell you, when you become it, you attract it.
Authenticity is magnetic.
You can't make a list of all the things you want to be in him, how he manages money, how he takes care of fitness, and you're not being the list. Like attracts like.
Yes.
I kept trying to go get it, and I never could. And then I became it, and now the problem is I just got to pick one.
Lisa, but men approach you, Lisa. I'm just listen. By the time as you finish talking, I don't. Well, obviously the average Joe ain't gonna come.
He don't. Now that's the good news. Tyrone
Praise
never ever shows up because Tyrone is looking at me from a distance, and he's going down his list. And Tyrone says, based on who she is, she don't even have time for me. And Tyrone self-selects out.
You think Bahamian men would understand that there's a boundary around Lisa? Because you see, Lisa, we got some Tyrones around here.
Listen, girl. I know I don't walk with them. Look, I have my collar.
Lisa, some of these Tyrones so bold. They be like, "Hey, girl, what you saying?"
Yes.
You filling out that dress in the back now?
As a sport. They know. They know if I say yes, it's charity.
You didn't get that. You didn't get that.
Right.
You had paused.
They know. They have the evidence is powerful. Who I walk, what I say, how I show up, how I love. They know it's charity, so they don't expect it. Don't get me started.
I know, right? I know. When you become it, this is Kizzy. When you become it, you attract it. That's a book. Marion says, so proud of Kayleen for bringing such a fantastic speaker. Kayleen, Freeport is super excited about this.
Yes. And I'm happy that they're super excited because living in Grand Bahama, you feel it in the air. You feel the isolation. You feel the desperation, the hopelessness. You feel it in the air. People are just passing.
And they're waiting
for something.
Yeah, it's here.
They're waiting for something. Some keep saying, oh, we want the Magic City back, but you have some who are waiting for something.
And you don't want the Magic City back.
And you don't want that. You want renewal. You want this new thing.
Yes.
And the benefit to those who are in Nassau and in other surrounding.
Oh, trust me, when you guys, we already had comments that they have groups in Nassau headed to Freeport as well.
So the benefit is that this woman is so committed to the Grand Bahama that she would invest way above what most people would invest, move more mountains than most people would think to move, keep going where the normal average being would stop to get me here. And now everyone in earshot today, right now on this show, and everyone who can drive down the road and pull over and come, to those who can get on a short plane 42 minutes. Are you kidding me? You should so be there. Now everyone gets to be the beneficiary. Like, you are your own rescue and there is no hookup. There's an opportunity and you jump on it and you ride it till the wheels fall off.
You are your own rescue.
You are your own rescue. You are the oxygen that you're looking for. You are the access. If you are running dead on battery, you are also the energizer and you are where you plug back in. It will require you to show up for your life. It will require you to move a mountain or two. It might require you to borrow the money to get to Freeport. It might require you to figure out exactly how can I have the day off. It might require you. Your breakthrough may not be convenient to go get, but I believe you are worth it. And I believe you know you're worth it. And if you're wondering, on the 7th and the 8th, I'm done. I'm done. I'm not in a public. So don't let the 7th hit you and you say, man, I should have.
Oh my God.
I should have.
And everybody is talking about it. I missed it. And oh my God, the empowerment and the life lessons and the nuggets.
And who the women will become. Bigger than missing out. It's who you become. Because here's what I know. When someone stops by and you're in the same room, there's a reason for that. There's a reason why we're in this same room. There's a reason why every single woman and man who's online, because there's a divine calling on your life, and you feel it and you hear it, and it will keep you up at night until you step into it. And you are willing to fail 1,000 times trying to be it, more than you're willing to keep going to bed at night not being it. I'd rather fall 1,000 times working to become the woman that I'm called to be than to stay up at night wondering, when am I going to give myself a chance? When I tell you this is it right now, trust and believe. It's taken me 10 years to get back to the Bahamas.
Never
10
been
years.
to Grand Bahama.
And a game changer. I've never been to the Grand Bahama. Why would it be now, and why would you be in earshot to hear this message? I promise you.
And even to take that further, Keisha asked the question, why Lisa Nichols? I go back to when I turned 40, which was a few years ago. I started my blueprint for the next 10 years and where I wanted to be at 50. And I created this blueprint, and the what and the why was always non-negotiable. The how was by any God's means necessary. And as great and as fabulous as Lisa is, I didn't plan this experience with Lisa being the keynote or being on that flyer. But because it took so long, I knew I wanted her, but I didn't have her to say specifically she would be there. And in this season and in this time, she's here.
She's the one.
And I came for some women. I didn't come for the water and the sand. I can get that anywhere. I left that in the Barcelona.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I came for some women. I came for mothers to break through so when their children need the breakthrough, they have it. I came for grandmothers. I came for daughters. I came for business owners. I came for change agents. I came for the woman who's ready to press reset. I came for her.
Yes.
If you are her, then meet me. I came for you. Listen, y'all know I'm vitamin up. I take my B12. I take my vitamin D. I take my emergency. Everybody know what I do. I take my calcium. I am ready. I came for a marathon, not even for a sprint. I came for a marathon. I came to be present. I came to be intimately connected to. I'm not going to put a distance between me and you. I came so you can see me, touch me, get next to me. I came to rock your world and disrupt any form of mediocrity. I came to make you mildly to moderately to significantly uncomfortable in any form of smallness. It might not be comfortable while I do it, but you will thank me later.
This is The Conversation. We're going to take a break and come back with more right after this break. Stay close.
Latest news and highlights in Bahamian culture. Tune in to the new Junkadoo 242, Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. on the ZNS Radio and Television Network. Radio Bahamas 1540 a.m. on 104.5 FM and TV 13. Each week, hosts Arlene Nash Ferguson, Eric Hall, and Darren Bastiat engages listeners with some of the movers and shakers of Junkadoo and Bahamian culture. Don't miss Junkadoo 242, Saturday at 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. on the ZNS Radio and Television Network.
More Bahamians are being encouraged to get involved in fishing and farming in an overall view of growing our agriculture industry, putting the Bahamas in a better position to not only feed ourselves, but create a sustainable food chain of produce for export. Hello, I'm Carla Palmer. In the next episode of Agriculture Now, we'll explore the potential of the fisheries sector. Join me on Thursdays at 8:30 p.m. and Saturdays at 9 a.m. for Agriculture Now. That's Agriculture Now on Thursdays at 8:30 p.m. and Saturdays at 9 a.m. on the ZNS Television Network.
The best of sports world.
I lived in fear for my life. I lived in fear for my children. I lived in fear of how I'd provide for them. I thought that he would change when he promised he would. And I forgave him every time he said that he was sorry. I became devalued as a human being until one day I ceased to exist as one.
Let's talk. Call the Bahamas Crisis Center's free 24-hour hotline at 328-0922. Sometimes a conversation can change a life.
take place on October 5th and 6th in Freeport. Register to, this is good. Katie and I want you to give some information in a minute, but let me just get to some people. Inga says, Lisa, you are speaking to me.
Yes.
Natasha says, every lady watching needs to be there. Musa says, Lisa, I wish you all the best.
Amen.
So Elle says, share this out. Every queen needs to be listening in. Thank you very much, Elle. Thank you. And there's so many other comments that I was unable to get to. The feed, continues to move. But thank you all so much. Share the video. Even right now, share the video. Kizzy says, Shenique, thank you for this amazing show. Kizzy, I'm thankful for this amazing show. I'm thankful to Kayleen for having this conference. Kayleen for bringing Lisa with her, and Lisa for being so open and so generous to just give us something, Lisa, that we're not paying for. Hello, Rebecca from North Carolina. Hello, a big hello to you. You're just being so generous here this afternoon.
But you did pay for it. You paid for it in something you experienced 5 years ago, 10 years ago. You experienced it in forgiving the perceivingly unforgivable. You paid for it in reaching a hand out to compassion for someone who didn't show gratitude. You paid for it. It's not, every payment is not a financial exchange. You paid for it in the time that you've gotten up in the middle of the night just to find the strength to continue the next morning. When
Lisa, you preaching.
Listen, when you've cried in the shower, so nobody else could tell that you were crying. Like, you paid for it. You paid for it when you embraced somebody at your bosom just to hold on to them and to give them the strength to keep going while you were hurting, while your heart was broken. You're still encouraging somebody else while your heart's broken, while your back is tired. So you paid for it. It just wasn't a financial exchange. You paid for it. I came here to return on your investment made. I came here to show you that you are a good investment. I came here to show you that you're so worthy of all the things that you want, that we would move mountains. Kayleen had to move mountains to get me, and then I had to move mountains just to come. Get here. I changed my entire plan just to disrupt what I had already have in place because I could feel the requirement of being here physically. I could feel it. There's so many things that I agreed to do that she didn't ask. And why would I do that? Because I could feel the calling on what was going to happen here. The breakthroughs, the strongholds that are going to drop, the liberation that you're going to find, the personal permission that someone's going to give themselves, the oxygen that someone's going to get back, the abuse, the personal abuse that someone's going to step out of. Not abuse from someone else. You're abusing yourself.
Yes.
You're going to step out of that. Like, I could feel it all, which is why I'm here. And I came for that reason. So I'm excited to be here.
Hi to Anne, watching from Nigeria. Precious in North Carolina. Big hello to you all. Rosina says, great show. Florence says, it definitely takes a caring soul to embrace others while hiding their pain. Lawanda says, yes, always such a blessing to hear Lisa speak and motivate. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Stephanie says, Kayleen and Lisa, for that, we say thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Amen. Stephanie, thank you so much. I'm excited.
Kayleen, rather, where can people get ticket information, contact information, where is this going to be held, this conference, all of that?
Okay, so it's October 6th from 8:15 a.m. until 2 p.m. at the Regency Theater in Freeport, Grand Bahama. You can get full details of the event, information, purchase of tickets at www.calinewton.com. And you can purchase your tickets online with a Visa or debit credit card at tickets.cashandgobahamas.com, or you can go to any Cash and Go location and you can purchase your tickets. So it's very convenient.
Okay, so there's this, the Saturday event starts at 8:15. 8:15.
That's the time the registration begins. The event itself starts at 9, but there will be an experience between 8:15 to 9 a.m., so you don't want to miss that.
And then, but Friday, there's also something happening. Talk about
Friday,
that.
There's something happening, which is a more exclusive, intimate conversation with Lisa, and that comes with the Premium Elite Experience. So if you decide to take that experience, you'll be able to get double for you. And
now,
you can,
and if I can just add, can I tell you, in the exclusive events, there's such an intimate touch. Like you leave an exclusive event with me feeling like, wow, there's more, and there's more than this, because I like that environment. When you invest in being a VIP, especially if it may be your first time or you haven't done it before, I want you to know that you're a good investment. And so Kayleen has so graciously provided a complimentary book, a complimentary best-selling book to every single guest, every single VIP guest that I will autograph. And then we have, you also provided a picture of
an official photographer,
a professional photographer with a picture, not just one of your phone.
No,
but actual photo that could be framed. That could be like,
I need to go on a diet and tell that.
Right.
Just make sure that's in.
Just generous.
Yes.
But I just have to say this. There's not, like, there aren't 400 seats for VIP. It started with only 150 seats, and they're less than that now. Oh. And so you don't want to wait to the last minute to get there, because I don't want you to have the feeling of I missed out. You want to snatch your seat up. It's $150. Here's what I do know, is that I'm having a conference in a couple of months. Everyone knows. And the VIP tickets are $926 for VIP, and our VIP is full because people know the value. Mm-hmm. The VIP for this event is $150. Move the mountain and make it happen. And the general admission tickets are
$75.
You can't. Let me just be clear. You can't beat that you can't beat that with a baseball bat to get me for $75 or $150 for a VIP ticket. That's unheard of. And if Kayleen is fine with that, I'm fine with that too.
And that's why I'm so passionate about it. Because
yes,
I want our people to feel, touch, and hear your voice. Because we need a breakthrough out loud.
Yeah, that's your passion, because she has every right. If you look at me across 5 events, every event will average somewhere between $600 and $1,200 for a ticket. So I can see that this is your passion. $75 for general admission, $150 for VIP, plus an autographed book, plus a photographer with an official picture. I can't believe it.
There's somebody is obviously giving us a peek of your schedule. Says Shaheem says, can't wait to see you in Orlando.
Yes.
So we obviously
and he's one
there.
of the individuals who has invested several hundreds of dollars to be there. So Shame, you understand, because you've invested several $100s to get there, so you know what it means to be able to get a similar experience for $75 or $150. So again, celebrating you, Kayleen.
Absolutely. Big hello to Tashka from Germany, who's watching. Lawanda in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Tammy in Winnipeg, Canada. Big hello to you guys. Today's show is brought to you by the Ministry of Finance, Almighty Computers, Miden's Wholesale, Money Managers, S&M Uniforms, and Club One Fitness Center. Stay exactly where you are. We're going to take a break and come back with more of the conversation right after this. I did not.
Hey, have you heard? ZNS is everywhere you are when you download the new ZNS app. Whether you're on the move or just kicking back. Miss something on the news? It's there. Want to keep up with a live update? It's there. Or just want to listen to your favorite station? It's there too. Download the app now from the App Store and Google Play Store.
When a hurricane watch or warning is issued, medical emergency services are placed on high alert. For many persons seeking medical care, defining what an emergency is can be difficult to assess given all that is occurring during the storm. The following basic guidelines are designed to help you assess your emergency. If you are experiencing symptoms like shortness of breath, chest pain, severe pain, disorientation, extreme vomiting or diarrhea, vision disturbance, or suicidal thoughts, you should seek immediate medical assistance. If you are bleeding significantly or otherwise severely injured, seek emergency assistance immediately. Children presenting with symptoms like high fever and extremely listless or lethargic behavior need to be taken to the emergency room immediately. If you are unsure of the extent of your condition, you are advised to seek medical assistance immediately. Share your symptoms with the on-call doctor and get advice as to whether or not it can wait until normal business hours. Remember, emergency care is not a convenient option for basic medical care during a storm. The Public Hospitals Authority encourages members of the public to use these basic guidelines to help decide on whether something is an emergency or not. The authority reminds the public that in the case of an emergency, always call 911 or head immediately to the emergency room. This message is brought to you by the Public Hospitals Authority and the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
I lived in fear for my life. I lived in fear for my children. I lived in fear of how I'd provide for them. I thought that he would change when he promised he would, and I forgave him every time he said that he was sorry. I became devalued as a human being until one day I ceased to exist as one.
Let's talk. Call the Bahamas Crisis Center's free 24-hour hotline at 328-0922. Sometimes a conversation can change a life.
Meanwhile, Bahamian Shenique Miller-Ubu broke a 16-year-old Commonwealth Games record as she clinched gold in the women's 200 meters final.
Is I think $497 or $397, like by itself.
Like if they want to do VIP by itself, because some persons can't consign is $75.
Yeah, that's incredible. That's insane.
Until,
Welcome back to the conversation. Big hello to the YouTube audience. Hello, Dawn. Dawn says Dawn Roll says Kayleen is amazing. Kenson Milan is admiring my hat. Thank you so much, says my raspberry beret. Hello, Dolores in Freeport. Dolores is watching. Cuddy Thomas says, very informative, excellent show. Hello to you, Cola Robinson. Big hello to you. Najana says a big hello, but hello back to you, Najana. And everybody else who's watching on YouTube, I know some of you didn't take the opportunity to say hey, but that's okay. A big hello to y'all. Thank you all so much for tuning in today. So, Kayleen, once again, give us that information, because, Lisa can just wrap this up and you know what I'm saying? So give us the information about where tickets are and where we can access tickets and when is the event, including the special Friday event and, all of that stuff.
Okay, so it's Live Life Free, and it's Friday, October 5th. And Saturday, October 6th, 2018, of course, at the Regency Theater in Freeport, Grand Bahama. Tickets can be purchased at any Cash and Go location in any island of the Bahamas. So you have 13 full locations, and you can also purchase tickets online at tickets.cashandgobahamas.com. And all information in reference to registration and the event is on my website, which is www.calinewton.com.
So I love Samantha. Samantha says, Lisa, Grand Bahama needs your voice to saturate our atmosphere. Sister, I'm coming. I'm coming fully loaded to do exactly that. And Kissy says, can you talk about the fear that causes some people to be stagnant? Let me just say that when you have a fear, and fear is an emotion, by the way, just like compassion, just like love, just like understanding, we just gave fear permission to stop us. So we literally gave fear permission to stop us. Fear is an emotion like any other emotion. It doesn't have any power over how you move. But here's what happens when you're fearful. When you're fearful, you've actually projected an illusion. You've made up a story, and you projected it into your future, and then you brought back the feeling that it makes you feel right now. But you literally are making an assumption and a projection into your future. Oh, I don't want to get in a relationship because I don't want to be hurt. You haven't been hurt yet. You just assumed you're going to be hurt. I don't want to start a business because I don't want to fail. You made up failure. You can make up success. And so fear is not the enemy. Fear is the friend. Fear is telling you something. It's either telling you go get more research, go do more diligence, or slow down. Fear is not there to stop you. It's there to inform you. So whenever I feel fear, I simply talk to the fear. Okay, so what do I need? What do I need to reduce the fear? Because fear can be reduced into the nothingness that it always was.
Yes.
It can be reduced until it's nothing. All you have to do is give it what do you need? You need time? Let me slow down. Oh, you need to, what does it need?
Need more preparation.
Exactly.
What?
Exactly. So fear has no power other than the power we give it. And so I'm super excited. I'm super excited that I get to shift the mindset. I'm super excited that I get to activate you. So here's what I'm going to say. For those of you beautiful sisters that will be joining me in the Grand Bahama, and I want to see your names. I want you to go get your friends, go get your cousins, go get your mothers, go bring your daughters. I mean, when I tell you that we are going to have a life-changing, I'm not just selling you. I'm already here. I'm not just selling you. It's going to happen with you or without you. I'd love for you to be there. But when we come into that room, I'm going to look for the possibility in you and to unearth it in such a way that it's difficult to put her back in. See, there's a giant in your belly. And she's saying, when you let me out, ooh, when you let me out, I'm not ever going back in. Now, the other beauty about the Grand Bahama, what's going to happen on the 5th and 6th, is that you're going to find a like-minded tribe right here. Right here. You won't have to find them in the States, in the U.S. You won't have to find them. They'll be right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a concept of accountability. And all of a sudden, there's going to be a new language amongst you guys. And you know your coach, me, I'm going to be near. And we already talked about this, creating an experience to be reconnected again, right? And all of a sudden, there's going to be a shift that changes, but you're not doing it alone. See, it's lonely when you're a game changer. It's lonely when you're a change agent. It's lonely when you choose to play like a gladiator. It's lonely until something happens and a beautiful being moves some mountains and pulls together all the other gladiators, all the other change agents to come from far and wide into one place. She's a convener and a corraller of game changers to go, now that we're here, what we gonna do? That's what the 5th and 6th is going to be about. So mark your calendar, take a picture of your life, because you look up and you're in radical action after October 5th, and you're in radical action, a year later, your life should not look the same. Trust and believe. No magic, no sprinkle fairy dust, no potion lotion, just strategy, intention, and activity, and consistency. I promise you. When you take all the magic out of it, then it becomes available for everybody. Now you just go get yours. Then you don't need a hookup. I still ain't got my hookup.
You don't need it.
I don't even need, I'm like, whatever, it ain't coming. I'll hook myself up. I am my hookup.
That's right. I love it.
You are your hookup.
You are your hookup.
You just got to show up. But you got to show up. You got to stand up. You got to speak up. You got to rise up. You got to pay up. And then you are your hookup.
That goes for, those who figure we need to compromise ourselves for. Lisa, speak to, you did many videos, and you do many videos, and among them, loving yourself. As women, we find it so difficult to look in the mirror and love ourselves first, or even love ourselves, period.
You know, the world is looking at you, and they're following your example of how they get to treat you. The world, you are the first example of how you get to be treated. That was sobering for me to hear, because I wasn't treating myself well at one time, and I wasn't blatantly abusing myself. I'm smarter than that. I'm not going to do that. But I was saying, now just say your name, type your name in chat, or raise your hand if you're in the room if this is you. I was giving people permission to not give me space for Lisa, because I would always say, oh, no, don't worry about it. I can take care of that. Oh, don't worry about me. I'm good.
And is that, Lisa,
anybody raising their hand?
Is being everybody else's savior a way of not loving yourself?
Being everyone else's savior is a way of trying to prove that you're enough. You're still trying to prove, which means you haven't accepted who you are as enough. Because you're mildly to moderately to significantly inconveniencing yourself. The things you say yes to, you don't even want to say yes to. So why would you knowingly and intentionally put yourself in a situation where you don't even like being in, but every day you wake up and you sign up for it again? Every day you wake up and you sign up for it again, still trying to prove, protect, defend, or hide something. So yes, it's a way of you not fully loving yourself. Because when you love yourself, you own your yes, and by golly, you own your no. And you own it without any energy on it. There's no stank on it. There's no funkiness on it. It's just no.
It's a complete,
like
and
it's
a complete
sentence.
sentence.
No, it's a complete sentence. It requires no explanation. And so as long as you're trying to prove, protect, defend, or hide, there is a level of self-love that you haven't attained. Because when you can lean back, we talked about it before the show started, when you can lean back and be you so powerfully that you can whisper, You don't have to infuse your power on anybody. You don't have to shake your head or wave your finger or wag your tail at anybody. You can just do you, be you. You enjoy your presence, you enjoy your silence, and you enjoy your alone moments. That you have nothing to prove to anybody. That you can celebrate your sister and lift her up high, because lifting her up high does not shrink your giant. You can honor your brother. You can release your brother. I know. I see that hashtag BOL. That means breakthrough out loud.
Breakthrough
That's
out loud.
my people. Breakthrough out loud. And when you can elevate someone, even when you're releasing them. Hello. See, I do a retreat. I do a retreat for women, particularly black women. I do a retreat, and it shows them how to release someone in your life, leaving their dignity intact. It's easy to cut them off. It's easy to cut their heads off. But it takes a whole nother level of intention and consciousness to release someone leaving their dignity intact. I had a man once, I released him, and he said, thank you. I said, oh, you don't want to be with me anymore? He goes, no, I wanted to be with you for a long time, but thank you for the way you did it. Thank you for honoring the dignity of me. That's when you learn that's self-love, that I can give you what you need as you exit my life.
Lisa, we are just at the end of today's show. I mean,
all right, look, everybody's BOL.
I know, right? Yes, breakthrough out loud is what
she
that
said,
is.
This is university.
This is totally university. Like we're in school here. Some wrap-up comments. If you maybe Kayleen once again repeat the information, and then Lisa just wrap us up.
Yes.
Okay, so the most important information is October 5th and 6th, next week Friday and Saturday at the Regency Theater. We will have Live Life Free. We'll have Lisa live and in person. And you can go to the website, www.calinenewton.com for all the information. And you can purchase your tickets online by Visa or debit card at tickets.cashandgobahamas.com, or you can go to any of their outlets and you can purchase your ticket at Cash and Go. And there are 13 locations throughout the Bahamas.
Awesome. Get on the planes, get in the cars, get however you need. Get on somebody else's back. Just get there.
Just get there.
Just absolutely get there.
South Africa is sending you their love, Lisa.
I love you. I love you. So listen, in closing, that you were put on this planet to let your light shine. You were born to be a light to everyone who comes in proximity of you. Your light actually has less to do with you than it has to do with everyone who will cross your path. Whether they cross your path and they're 30 years younger than you, 20 years older than you, the person that got on your last nerve, they're still crossing your path. And your job is to never dim your light. To not dim your light so that you can make others feel comfortable. To not dim your light because you're not sure how light it can be. To not dim your light because you're still uncomfortable with your own brilliance. Sometimes your own brilliance can make you feel uncomfortable. Your job is to shine your light so brightly that when someone who's living in their current darkness, and they can be a professional, they can be an executive, they can be a family member that you don't even know they're in their darkness. But your job is to shine your light so brightly that when you come in proximity of them, they can borrow your light for a moment. They can borrow your brightness for a moment. What you've seen from me online, on YouTube, on Steve Harvey, or on Oprah is that I lent my light to you. And you borrowed it long enough to get you into this room, to get you back standing. Your light. And if other people around you can't handle your light, don't dare dim your light. You give them some shades.
Put these sunglasses on. Here it is. Margaret, I see you laughing. Yeah, sunglasses. Yeah, put these on, because it ain't being dimmed. That's for sure. Lisa, I totally enjoyed today. Kayleen, I enjoyed today once again. The Live Life Free Conference, guys, this was just sort of, a little whet your appetite. The Live Life Free Conference is October 5th and 6th. It's the 6th, yes, but you want to catch the session on the 5th. It's a more intimate setting. It's a more intimate session. Yes. You really get to kind of hang with Lisa, do some stuff. Kayleen has a number of provisions going on where you just have a bigger experience than just the 6 alone, and so it's really, really super. And so again, big hello to everybody. Everybody around the world.
Everybody's putting
Everybody putting yes. Yeah, like
Shade them up. Shade them up.
1 minute. Yes, absolutely. Everybody, y'all are the best. All of y'all, wherever y'all are in the world.
Everyone in comments, I love y'all. Y'all have been amazing.
Sunglasses. Today's show brought to you by Ministry of Finance, Almighty Computers, Miden's Wholesale, Money Managers, S&M Uniforms, and Club One Fitness Center. Thank you so much, Kaylee Newton, Lisa Nichols. Thank you so much, Odas Benaby. Thank you very much as well. Thank you very much, Inga. I totally agree. I enjoyed every bit of it as well. Stay exactly where you are. The news at 6 is straight ahead.
We ought not to sacrifice the deficit of our social conscience on our people. Mr. Speaker, I let rest.
Thank you, Honourable Member. As many, the chair recognizes the Honourable Member from Marco City.